Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 6 of Twins Talk. Today we are joined by former Twins player and current infielder slash outfielder at Youngstown State University, Jeff Wehler. Jeff's from St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. He played for us for a year back in 2016 on a real scrappy, good team. Known Jeff for a while, so it should be fun. He's got a little personality to him, so it should be fun to get him on here and see what he has to say. All right, stay tuned. All right, like I said, we're joined by Jeff Wehler. Got the sweet flow coming out the back, mixed in with the beard. So I think you're the first one that's beat me with the facial hair and hair combo in general. So, what's up, man? How's it going?
Dude, it's going great. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So, like I said, Jeff's from St. Mary's. He's currently infielder slash outfielder at Youngstown State. Kind of bounces all around. Jeff came to the Twins and played for us back in the summer of 2016. I met Jeff a couple years before that. I won't mention any names, but
Yeah.
Sarah was when I first started dating Sarah. Jeff was dating one of Sarah's friends, so that's how we met, and then kind of stayed in touch about baseball and stuff. And then when we had the Twins team, asked you to play, and it was pretty simple. You were like, "Yes, sir, let's go."
Yep.
So kind of had that. You were on a pretty scrappy team. We had a bunch of guys like JUCO guys and stuff. That you guys were just scrappy as hell, and ended up being a pretty damn good team. So you guys are the only one I think I wasn't there to see like play or all at coach, but I know you guys did. How was that? Like kind of playing with my dad and stuff for the summer.
Yeah, the GOAT.
How was that? Was it pretty fun playing for him and stuff?
Yeah, it was real good. He's a big hands-off coach. He lets you play, but he also lets you know when you need to hear it, and that's what I kind of liked about him. He's like, "Hey, this is what you need to do to be a good player, and this is what you're doing right. This is what you're doing wrong," and that helped me a lot. So it was fun playing with him.
Right. Okay. So from there, now your recruitment process, I know a little bit about some of the offers that you had and stuff. You want to kind of talk about that and kind of how you ended up at Youngstown?
Yeah. So I talked to a few schools. Your dad was helping me out a lot. Marshall, Toledo. He was helping me with those schools. But I had Bonaventure, Canisius. You guys all knew about them. And, I talked to Lock Caveman a little bit and obviously Youngstown. But I talked to Ohio State a little bit, and we couldn't really. We were butting heads a little bit, I guess you could say. He kind of quit talking to me, but we were talking for a while, and Coach Berlini ended up texting me. Got Dan Williams, who was also the coach with your dad.
Right.
He told Dan about me, and Dan called me up and said, "Hey, we're interested," and that's the end of that. We scheduled a recruiting visit, and I went on campus and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the atmosphere, the young coaching staff, new generation type people. So that's why I wanted to be a part of it.
All right. And now I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you were kind of down to Canisius and Youngstown towards the end. And part of the reason you went to Youngstown was the chance to kind of be a part of like building something new. Is that kind of saying that?
Yep. That's exactly it. It was down to Canisius and Youngstown, and I just kind of like Youngstown, I guess, just where it was and stuff. And I like you said, I always wanted to go to a program to kind of be the turning point of it. Just
Right.
make it great, and that's where I wanted to be.
Right. And now it seems like you guys have done that. Obviously the big improvement since Coach Burt got there, and you guys are turning that thing around and had a lot of momentum. I mean, last year you guys' schedule was unbelievably tough. That was insane. Some of the teams you guys were playing non-conference early in the year. But did you feel like you had a lot of good positive momentum going into this season when it was started and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. This year we came back with pretty much the same guys. I mean, we had 3 or 4 seniors that were hurt last year coming into this year. So they were 5th-year guys coming in. And then we were real young. So, we have pretty much the whole team coming back, and, it's just being with those guys an extra year and having that one more year of experience that really helped us out coming into this year.
Right. Now, what do you? I know you played shortstop your whole life probably, and then you played shortstop for us, and that was kind of your plan going in there. Now you've bounced around quite a bit. Your arm was hurt your freshman year, so you played a lot of first base. You played quite a bit of outfield your sophomore year, and you were playing what, second this year?
Yep, second this year, right field, left field.
Just kind of, now, do you like bouncing around like that, or would you prefer to play one position, or just as long as you're in that batter's box, you really don't give a shit?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of both. You know? Growing up, like you said, I was always shortstop, so I was just kind of always the man. You know, you can just dictate a lot what's going on in shortstop.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't mind moving around a lot. It's really helps me out, I guess. You know, it's going to help me out at the next level, possibly. You know, some guy gets hurt in left field. You know, you just bump me up, and I can play left field instead of second. But you know, first time played second base for the first time this year, and when a lot of shit was backwards, it was kind of weird.
Right. Yeah.
But I kind of enjoyed it. You know, it's kind of a fun position to play, and hopefully I stay there for a while.
Right. I always thought, like, when I played second, like in college, it's so weird because when the ball's hit to the right side or to the left side of the infield to your right, you have to go back up first. So
Yeah.
like it's every instinct in your body says, okay, the ball's hit there, I want to go there, but you have to like train yourself to go the other way. It's like the hardest thing possible to do.
Yeah, I got bitched out a lot for that this winter going into the season. My coach was always bickering at me because I was always going right instead of
Right.
left, back up
Yeah.
first, like you said. But
You get used to it eventually, though.
yeah,
So
yeah,
now, do you think you'll probably kind of stick around at second going forward? Is that kind of the plan, you think?
yeah, yep. I think that is the plan. You know, I think I established myself pretty
I think
good.
that's a good position for you. I think that suits you pretty well.
Yeah, that's what my coach was saying. But you know, it was kind of he gave me a challenge last year. You know, I didn't really like playing left field, but you know, I could do it. And just with the personnel we had, I think he kind of wanted me to go out to left field. But we had discussions after the season, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to challenge you. Come back. You can have an infield spot." So, you know, I kind of put my head down and worked real hard with coaches around the area. You know, Coach Galeri. I mean, I worked with Adam Fox a little bit, and
Mhm.
just talk to those guys. But he just challenged me to come back and just be good. You know what I mean? And I came back in the fall, and I ended up getting a spot in the infield again.
Right. Now let's talk about the stolen base master. I mean, I'm not saying you were slow or anything, but you were never like a blazing super fast guy. Now, do you think that's all just kind of instincts? And, you know, I talked to Coach Smitty over the summer. He said, you know, he goes, we have a good system, we think, and we teach you well and stuff. And you think that's kind of a big part of it?
Yeah, like you said. I mean, I'm not really that fast. I think I run like a 6.87, 6.8 around there.
Right.
But I mean, it's just I mean, when I came to college, it's kind of made a difference. You know, what they were teaching is just leaps and bounds better than you know what I've kind of always learned. They just gave me new tips, what to look for in certain situations and stuff like that. And I guess I'm just good at reading. You know,
Right.
just studying film and stuff. And yeah, I'm just going when I can.
Yeah. Now you brought up studying film. When I never, obviously in high school, you never watched film or anything like that. When I got to Florida, we had everything like, all right, we want to see the next picture. Like they have DVDs right there. You just watch them. And you guys do a lot of film study at Youngstown.
Yep, a lot of film study. We'll always we'll come in Monday or we'll have off day Monday, and then we'll come in Tuesday and start watching the Friday guy all week. You know,
Right.
prepare for him. We'll watch videos on him. We'll have hitting stations, and one of the stations is just looking at the pitcher and looking at what pitches he's got and stuff.
So you
And
guys kind of just go raw with the midweek guys. Just
yeah, mostly. I mean, we got like statistical stuff, you know what I
right.
mean? But in a way, I mean, obviously your midweek guys aren't as good as your weekend guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, every once in a while, I guess they'll give you optional film to watch on midweek. But for the most part, it's just statistical guys. It's just being a hitter and being a tough out.
Right. Now, obviously, we're going through something right now that no one's ever, gone through before with the corona outbreak and kind of kind of not being able to do anything. How do you think, how was that when you guys were in season and that kind of came about?
It was hard. It was, it was hard on a lot of guys, and it's kind of tough on me. this was the year that I kind of just bargained for my whole life, and it's
Right.
put a lot of work into it. And for it to end like this, it kind of hurts. But I mean, I remember we just lost to Bowling Green on Tuesday. We played a tough game. A lot of guys were down for some reason. Just kind of a crappy day, but we ended up losing 2-1, and we went to practice Wednesday or whatever. And this was all when the NBA was getting canceled and
Right.
the NHL was getting postponed and stuff. And so Wednesday we had practice. Ivy League got canceled, and we after practice we went out to golf with the guys, and we went golfing. And the coach called me and said, "Hey, the season's done." But yeah, he said, "Oh, Horizon League's planning on trying to continue through it, but and just obviously not going on to a regional." But
Right.
then the rest is history. They ended up canceling it next Monday. So
Right. And I thought it was kind of odd when once the College World Series canceled, I was like, man, if certain conferences or certain schools, whatever, try to play through it, they're going to cost those guys a year of eligibility, like without a chance to, and they're going to reduce the draft down to, I'm like, that's kind of crazy. And then obviously everything ended up canceling, but it would seem like at that time, every like 2 hours, like there was a big, huge, like new announcement, like, all right, no World Series. All right. This league's canceled, that league's canceled. It was just crazy.
now it's summer ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how are you, like, what are you doing right now to kind of stay in shape and get better, or is it kind of just some time off? Because I mean, right now it's hard. A lot of the summer leagues are canceling. I don't know if you had plans to play in the summer.
Yeah, I was heading down to Coastal Plains League.
Okay.
I was with the Florence Red Wolves in South Carolina.
So now, is that still on as of now?
Yeah, that's still on as of now, and I think their plan is it's still to start May 28th, but I think they're going to end up planning on trying to start mid to late June, maybe early
Right.
July. Play a little bit of games and then go into playoffs.
So, what are you doing kind of now just to get ready for that? Just kind of hitting and throwing, lifting, whatever you can get in.
Yep. So I'm limited right now with certain things. Obviously, no gyms.
Right.
But I mean, I'm working. I have a couple weights in my basement, and I'm just trying. There's always something to do. So
Right.
I'm working out in my basement, running sprints outside, going on bike rides and stuff. But for the most part, I'm just hitting T work right now.
Right.
Just visualizing a lot and just kind of sticking with it. Maybe making some changes that I need to make, and that's about it. But I'm kind of staying on top of it and just doing me.
Right. Now, is there any party that kind of thinks this maybe, like, I know it sucks, but if you're trying to like step back and look at it, like maybe a little bit of a benefit where you get that extra year, but you still have that leverage of being a junior when it's coming up to the draft?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember talking to my dad after I heard that the draft was 5 rounds, possibly 10. And I was a guy that was kind of fiddling with the 10-round line. I had to prove myself this year to probably get up in the top tens, but I actually started off a little bit slow, so it's pretty much over and done with this year. But I remember talking with my dad and him just being like, dude, they gave you a year back. It's another year, another year to get bigger, get better, and, just tear it up again next year. And then you can still get that extra money. And I think it's a great opportunity. It's another year to turn the program around like I always wanted to. And I'm just excited for it. Everything happens for a reason, I guess. But
Right.
so I'm looking forward to it. It's nice that they gave us an extra year.
Yeah,
So.
for sure. Now, do you guys have any like seniors? Do you know if they're planning on coming back or not?
Yeah. So when we were discussing earlier in the chat, we had a few fifth years coming back.
Yeah.
I think 3 of those 4 are coming back right now. 3
Okay.
are pitchers, and the other one's a catcher. And he'd be a big deal to have back, but I guess we'll see what he needs to do.
Right.
He wants to do, but he'd be a big pickup. But the rest are coming back.
All right. Good. Um, All right, so I guess that's kind of everything we got for that. We'll jump into the little rapid fire questions and then get you on your way in your beautiful log cabin you got there.
Yeah.
All
Second pick.
right, favorite Major League Baseball team,
Pittsburgh Pirates.
favorite player.
Bryce Harper.
All right, there you go. Number you wear and why?
I wear number 7. Actually, the place that I'm in right now, I call them my second parents, but their son, Tony Azzato, you know him.
Yep.
He wore number 7 for Mickey Mantle, and my older brothers they were growing up, and he's a bit older than them. They always watched him play. So my brother Andy started wearing number 7, and then my brother Eric came up. He started wearing number 7, and then my sister wore it in volleyball and stuff. So
The real athlete in your family.
the real athlete. But yeah, so I just kind of wore it because of my brothers. It's kind of a chain thing to come.
Right, yeah.
It's nice, wearing number 7.
See, now your brother's probably supported you. My brother, he used to wear number 11 in football, so I wore it, and then he said he was going to start charging me if I kept wearing it, so I had to change my number. So, all right, walk-up song.
It was, I don't even know. I had my drip for a while, but
Now, are you guys, if you start slumping, you going to change that or what?
yeah, I changed it. Like one time it was Miley Cyrus, "We Can't Stop" remix. That was pretty cool. But yeah, it varies. It probably changes probably a couple weeks at a time. I see.
Right. My sophomore year at UF, we took our walk-up songs, and I had no idea what I wanted, nor did I really care that much. So Preston Tucker was one of my teammates, and he's like, I was like, Tuck, pick me on a walk-up song. He's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, can I pick like something stupid? And I'm like, I don't care, whatever. So it came down to "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus, and then it was a Kesha song. I can't remember what it was. It might have been TikTok, I think it was called.
Yes,
And it was the part where it said it would start when I came up. It would say, "Now the party don't start till I walk in." And then so we had like a team vote on it. I ended up with the Kesha song. That was my walkout song for the year. College major.
Business administration.
Okay. What do you want to do with that after you're done with your playing career?
So
Hopefully
my plan
in 20
is
years.
Yeah, my plan is to graduate with a business administration degree and a minor in environmental health and safety. So I'd like to work infrastructure. I'd like to be like project manager or something, take care of the expenses and the finances and stuff of the project. But I'd like to go into that situation.
Okay, cool. Favorite musician or group or rapper or whatever?
Probably Morgan Wallen.
All right, there you go. Howie Stookie, you like that one. Favorite movie?
The Proposal.
All right. And then best dugout treat. You a seeds guy, gum, throwing a lip in? What do we got?
I used to throw in a lip, but I kind of quit going into the season.
Right.
And then I just kind of started eating fruit snacks.
Oh, there you go.
He always has fruit snacks. So, yeah, I've been eating fruit snacks this year in the dugout, but previously it was the dip for sure.
All right. We used to, if you were a starter at UF, with the games you started, it was so hot and freaking so humid and shit, they would make you take like these, I don't know, like electrolyte pills. They were the nastiest fucking things ever.
Dude, they're
so bad.
brutal.
Sometimes I'd be like, I'm glad I'm not starting, so I don't have to take that damn pill today or whatever.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
When we were playing down in Texas, our trainer forced them to just throw it back. And yeah, it's not fun. I don't even know what it tastes like. It's so bad.
Right. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on here. You're a legend of a human. Always have a good haircut. So I appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us. And well, obviously we'll be following you, throughout your career. And hopefully, like I said, it's another 20 years before you're done playing.
Yeah, I hope.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Jericho. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you.